Let's talk about the privacy notice as defined by the Indian DPDP Act 2023. In general, privacy notice is the way to communicate with the data principal as to why have you collected data and how are you going to process it. Let's see what do we do under Indian DPDP Act. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy, and as I mentioned, today we are going to talk about the privacy notice. A simple document that you need to tell or that you need to use to tell your data principals why have you collected data and what are you going to do. It helps you address the queries probably that could get raised when you are collecting the data from your data principals, or when you are trying to obtain a consent from your data principal as to how the data is getting processed, right? So the document that is used at that time is called privacy notice. It has to be in a clear and plain language as per the Indian DPDP Act. The languages are mentioned in the Constitution of India, which can be used, and you should, as per Indian DPDP Act, you should update or create an updated privacy notice if in case you have obtained the consent before the you can say before the bringing in of Indian DPDP Act 2023, right? Before the Parliament passed the Act, if you have already taken a consent and you were processing some information, then you go back to your data principals and send them an updated privacy notice. What are the key components of a privacy notice? One key thing we said, it has to be in a language that is a part of the Constitution of India so that the respective people can easily understand that. But from the content point of view, you should tell what personal data has been collected or is being collected if you have not collected before updating the privacy notice. What is the purpose of collecting the data? What would the process used? How would the data get processed? How would you be able to address the rights of a data principal? What if he comes tomorrow? What if he looks at your processing and thinks that needs to get some changes done? He has relocated and his address has changed, right? So what is the mechanism by which you are going to answer to the rights of data principals? He will come to you. How? Is it an electronic method? Is it a manual method? Does he need to come to your office? Does he need to send you an email? So all this information needs to be a part of the privacy notice. And then the contact person whom he should approach in case he has a grievance against any of the procedures or any of the ways he thinks is incorrect while you were processing his personal data. Or if he accessed his right, he said, please correct my information, and he didn't get a proper response or a timely response. Who should he go to get his grievance lodged and get his actions done? And you should define a complete grievance redressal mechanism. So basically, what we are saying is you create a document in a language defined by the Constitution of India, which says this is the personal data we are collecting. This is the purpose of collecting it. This is the way it is going to be processed. If in case you are not satisfied, you can access your rights through this mechanism. If in case you still find a gap and you are not getting answered, then you can go to our grievance cell, and this is the person whom you should talk to, and or email ID or grievance addressal office, and then the entire mechanism behind it, which should ultimately also, and as a personal suggestion, indicate the contact details of the Data Protection Board of India so that your data principal is confident that if they themselves telling me the entire mechanism, I feel that they would be handling my information properly, right? So that should be there in your privacy notice. And to ensure that you are compliant with respect to the privacy notice, you should review and update your notices at a regular frequency. If data processing is very high, then maybe every quarter. Otherwise, whenever there's a change in processing methods, you should update and check whether you are reviewing your notices properly or not. As I've been talking about earlier, as also a language from Constitution of India, and it could be multilingual, right? Hindi and English are a part of the Constitution of India. And if in case you think you are processing information for users of Maharashtra, and it could be say some rural or semi-rural as well as urban area, then let your privacy notice be available both in Marathi and Hindi. And if you think there are English-speaking users, then even in English, right? So use multiple languages. So use clear and concise language. maybe some imagery or tools to be icons to be there. Appoint a data protection officer. Too much processing, if you remember, significant data fiduciary doing too much of data processing should have an onboard Indian resident data protection officer and establish a proper grievance redressal mechanism. If you establish your grievance redressal mechanism, it serves two purposes. It increases the confidence of the data principal who is sharing his information with you that you are open and transparent with him. Right? B, in event of an issue, your mechanism works fast and help regain the confidence of data principal if that issue had created any impact in his mind. And that's about the privacy notice when it comes to the Indian DPDP Act. I hope you like the content of my video. Please press the bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already done that, and share my videos with your friends and families whom you think need more knowledge on data privacy. Thank you.